What's up, everybody? We're back with day number that one. And you ever been to the grocery store and you're in line to check out and you think, oh man, aisle number 10 looks really backed up. Or it's not that it's backed up. You get in aisle number 10 or checkout number 10, right? And there's one person ahead of you. One checking out, one person ahead of you, then you. And you're just waiting there and you're like, oh, 8 just opened up and no one's there. Maybe I'll run over there real quick. And you go over there, but someone beats you to it, right? And you're like, oh, it's okay. It's just one person ahead of me. No big deal. And that person ends up needing to write a check, but they left their ID at home, but they're going to pay with quarters and pennies. And then they got a bunch of coupons, but they're expired. So they want to sit there and argue with the nice person about what coupon should be accepted or not accepted, and that the prices were different than advertised, and that they want to talk to a manager. And so now 5 other people have gone through aisle number 10, right? And you're still there at aisle 8, waiting, thinking, fuck, I shouldn't have gotten out of fucking lane number 10. I should have just waited. That's what I feel like is on this shit with the schedule. We should just stick to the fucking plan, not try to change shit, right? And just stick to the plan that we know will work. But every time it's like, whoa, but if we try this, that could work out better. And I haven't seen it work out better one time, right? Usually just a bunch of extra work. Oh, excuse me, try to scoot forward. It's usually just a bunch of extra work, only to fall back on the original plan, or just extra work jumping through fiery hoops of death, right? And it's no fun. And that was just more of like today, last minute. Let's throw like as many Hail Marys, and the reasoning, like the why, as like people like to fucking say, it's not that it doesn't check out. It checks out. It makes sense. But to me, it's just like, why is anyone in a panic about getting home, right? Like, we all want to be home, but we're going home. Like, just take the time and just let it develop naturally as it should. And sometimes when you try to be like, oh, brilliant idea, why don't we try this? It just creates a bunch of extra work for, several people, to result in nothing. And that's what happened. Is it like back-breaking work? No, it's not. But is it time intensive? Is it stressful? Is it necessary? In my opinion, no. It could just be avoided if you just go, nope. We have a plan. That's the plan, right? Like, that's the fucking plan. After that plan, whatever the next plan is, we'll develop that to make it the best. But we can start planning that early. And then people sometimes don't think about, like, it's the holiday weekend, right? People left at fucking 10 on Thursday to go start partying for the weekend, right? No one's fucking answering calls. No one's answering emails, and it's like really aggravating because you're just sitting there, all right, and you do all this work, and then it comes back around, and it's like, oh, actually, this might happen too. And it's like, oh, yeah, okay. We were told that might happen. Why didn't we just wait a little bit? Why didn't we just not spin up everything, right? Get all these people spun up about, oh no, we got to do something. Just for it to be like, actually, this is some information. Or why did that person with that piece of information send that fucking 24 hours ago? It's real aggravating. I don't want to do the job no more. I'm over it, right? It's worn me the fuck out. I'm so negative Nancy right now, I know, but like, it's just, this is when you know it's time to retire, right? I see a lot of people like they're still, Chiefs, Master Chiefs, all the way up, a lot of, I know some officers that have been in a long time, they're still having fun and they're still enjoying it, and good, if you're still enjoying it, keep doing it. If you're not enjoying it, retire, right? And that's how I know it's time for me to retire, right? So believe it. Like, if you're not enjoying it, right, don't re-enlist. Don't just retire or separate. Nothing wrong with it, right? Trust me, I was once of a mind like it is a really good job. It is a really good career for those that can make it and stick it out, right? But that is dwindling fast, right? The career incentives, the retirement incentives, they're being wasted away. They're being cut. There's not much for it anymore. The current forces, right? And I've talked about this before a little bit, right? Like their why of joining, right, is different and I think more selfish than ever, right? Even when I joined 3 years after 9/11, right? There's still a lot of patriotism and a lot of wanting to go and fight for the country. Even myself, that's changed some, right? As you get older and you see and you kind of start paying more attention to the politics, geopolitics, stuff like that, and you become more informed about those things, it makes you start questioning a lot of stuff too. It was crazy. We had a board the other day, right? And one of the chiefs asked the first classes, how do they feel about the Hamas-Israel conflict? And I was like, that is a bold fucking question to be asking, right? One, because not that we can't have an opinion. I have a very strong opinion about it, right? Maybe I'll share it later when I'm in the studio, right? But like what do you expect from that answer, right? Again, it's an opinionated question, so there's no right or wrong. But like, to me, that's not putting that sailor in any kind of fucking good position. What if that sailor was like, you know what? I think fucking Israel's fucking a piece of shit, that they're killing a bunch of babies and civilians, and I think Hamas is too, and I think we shouldn't fucking involve ourselves at all, right? What if they said, I think it's just based off of religion, I fucking hate both of them, and Christianity and Muslims are responsible for fucking more deaths than anything? Just imagine the fucking level of mind-blowing shit they could have said, right? And was anyone in there really ready for that? I wasn't. Not that I couldn't handle that, but it's just like, when I heard it, I was like, wow, like, what about, like, how do you feel about receiving a 5.3 or whatever percent pay raise? Do you think that keeps up with inflation and cost of living? How about something like that, right? That is more impactful to us. Not that, like, if shit jumps off over there and they start deploying ships over there, of course that impacts us, right? But, like, at that point, you're on the ship, you're going over there, you're shooting shit. Shout out like Carney and Hudner, and some of the other ships that got after it over there, right? But like, it just, I don't know. I thought that question was fucking crazy to be asking that, right? Especially with like the level of like what like going into the what do you think about our involvement, right? Like, if you get into it, you're not supposed to be speaking ill or bad about, your commander-in-chief, which plenty of people do, right? I'll come back to that maybe, but or like the mission or what are national interests. Like, you can have an opinion on it, but you're supposed to keep that to yourself. So to put that out there in front of the mess like that of that sailor, I think the sailors handled it well, one better than the other, but no. Nope, didn't like it. And then I forget what the other question was. Something about diversity or something. And again, one handled it better than the other. One, you could see they like took it straight to the heart, personal, right? It was about what they think specifically how it should be. It wasn't, and again, it's opinionated, so that's acceptable. But you could tell the difference of one that's giving it impacts them directly answer, and then one that's like giving I think I think it's good, but I think the focus should be this and that and and one that was, you just see the differences. If one was a very personal answer about them, and the other one was a like structured command instruction answer, right? Interesting stuff though, We don't know who won. We'll see when the results come out. But yeah, I was saying, like, talking shit about your commander-in-chief. Like, one side talked all the shit about Obama when he was in. And then people were like, you can't talk shit about the commander-in-chief. And then it was a new president, Trump, and it flipped. Those people that fucking, they just flipped. Just like that. Flipped. And now they're talking shit about Trump, and they're like, that's your fucking commander-in-chief. And it's like, we don't fucking care. Fuck him. But it wasn't fuck him, like, it's crazy like that. And again now, with this president, with the commander-in-chief, Joe Biden, like, it's the same thing. This one might be mixed up even a little more, I think, because I've heard it more this time from we'll say both sides, from different people you might not expect it or whatever, whichever way you want to put it. But saying some wild shit, and just kind of looking at him like, yo, right now, like, you're in uniform. Like, if you want to have that private conversation out of uniform at home over some drinks, maybe not smartest, but go for it. Have at it. I'm all for that, right? But, like, to do that in uniform, like in the P-way, like, fucking bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it works out, right? Like, oh, man, like, it's just, but of course, since they're well liked or whatever, get away with it. It's no big deal, right? Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see how it all comes along and how it goes. We got a few more weeks left until we could get home. Looking forward to it. I wonder how the weather's doing. I don't check weather or anything back home, so it's January. So it should be a little chilly, I hope. I hope I get a little chilly weather before it, like, warms up again in San Diego, because I've been living the tropic life, like, all fucking, like, from a whole year. From January, getting into Singapore last year, right, where it was hot, it was humid, fucking tropical, right, and doing that deployment, coming home, summertime in San Diego, hot, cool, whatever, right back out on deployment, hot in Yokosuka, hot in Guam, tropics, going down under the equator, fucking hot. I think the best weather I've probably seen really all year long was when we were in Sydney. Even though it was like, it was pretty hot, like it was because it was going into their springtime, since they're southern hemisphere, I think. Yeah, springtime. It was warm, but like still cool breezes, plenty of sweat still for my chubby ass, but it was nice. It was real nice. So I just want a little cool weather. I know when I PCS, I'll get it. San Antonio has, like, it gets pretty cold down there. I've been down there for some winter, fall times, and it was pretty chilly. So, again, not looking forward to it, just recognizing it. Yeah, so we'll see, again, almost there. Let's stay tuned for another one. We'll see you tomorrow.